Was created to encourage people to take responsibility for making the world a better place.
And one man who has joined the call to arms is Morgan Freeman, who of course played Nelson Mandela in the film Invictus. He's with us now. Welcome to you indeed.
Thank you.
And you're not just publicising Mandela Day, you're doing your bit as well.
Well, yes, you have to, otherwise what you're saying meaningless.
So what are you going to do?
I'm going to go to a school, I don't know which one yet. Other people know. And I'll be reading to some children here.
Now, you wanted, at one stage, you play the autobiography of Nelson Mandela. You ended up playing him in Invictus, and now I think different people are doing the autobiography. Would you like to go back and play him again?
I would, if called upon, yeah.
He personally suggested you to play him in a film about him, didn't he?
Yeah. When his book was published, Long Walk to Freedom, that was what I thought I would be doing. At a press conference, he was asked, if your book becomes a movie, who would you want to play you? And so I was anointed.
And what level of contact did you have with him in the run-up to that?
The producer who had the rights to Long Walk to Freedom, Anat Singh, organized a meeting between Madiba and I told him at that meeting in Johannesburg, if this comes to pass, if I'm going to play you, I'll need access. I'll need to be able to get close enough to you to hold your hand. And he said, of course. So that was what we did over the years.
Playing him in Invictus, I mean, he is a living icon.
Oh, yes.
Which presumably, and has this most distinctive voice and presence, presumably makes it an incredible challenge to play someone like that.
Well, I was only worried about the voice. Because I'm not one of those actors who's facile with accents. So I had to listen quite a bit to him, and I think if I succeeded at all, it was in rhythm.
I mean, huge responsibility on your shoulders. I mean, which was more daunting, playing God in Bruce Almighty or playing Mandela?
Mandela's here. Mandela's somebody we all know. God's easy.
Did he give you any report backs on your performance?
No, he didn't.
Never commented?
No, he didn't. We screened the movie for him, and I have no idea. Because, afterwards he got up and walked out, and we were looking at it and said, what do you think? Did he like it or not?
I see you still got a rugby cap, so Invictus gave you a love of rugby.
Yeah, I got a lot of rugby paraphernalia.
Now, what about Mandela Day? Tell us about that, because this is now becoming an official United Nations event.
Well, it has been designated by the United Nations as an event. Madiba said he doesn't want people to celebrate his birthday by taking a day off from work and going shopping or fishing or whatever people do. He himself gave 6 or 7 years to public service. So he asked, it is his request, that on his birthday, if you're going to celebrate it, do so by giving 6 to 7 minutes of your time to some community project, to helping someone else. So that's really what his day is all about, those 6 to 7 minutes.
And it's not just in South Africa, is it? This is a worldwide
event. No, it's
event.
worldwide. The United Nations has declared it Mandela Day, so yeah.
Do you know how many people are actually responding today? Any idea?
I have no idea. No. I hope it's everybody.
There was a survey of young South Africans this week that found that Nelson Mandela was still viewed by most as the greatest leader of all time. 71.6% of the votes, compared to 7% for Barack Obama, 6.7% for Martin Luther King, and 3.8% for Gandhi. Does that surprise you?
No. No. Where was the poll taken?
It was young South Africans, so it's going to be that way, yeah.
Well,
if you ain't taking it in
well, I'd say
India,
Thabo
it's over
and Zuma didn't exactly get high ratings,
No,
so
maybe not.
it wasn't great for them.
Yeah.
I mean, there is this side to Mandela that he is a kind of mischievous person. I mean, in a sense, what he did for the Springboks, the white rugby team, was kind of mischievous, not what black South Africans expected. And I just saw today, one of the people he's invited to his birthday party is Julius Malema. Who has actually been expelled from the ANC for being too outspoken. What do you make of that?
Well, Madiba was nothing if not loyal to people who were loyal to him. And I think that's what that's all about.
It won't go down very well with Zuma, I suppose.
Well, I don't have anything to say about that.
You're not a fan. Should say you're also here, I think, because of Batman.
Yes, Dark Knight Rises will be opening here this week, I think, this weekend, I'm not sure, or next week.
Well, Leicester Square's got a giant Batman head in it. I mean, is it good? You enjoy that?
It's excellent. I really enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed working with Chris Nolan, writer-director. And this third time out, we all seem to have much more fun.
Yeah, but is there a sense of concern? You've had two successful movies, and you go back and do a third. Can it live up to the anticipation? And there is huge hype and anticipation about this, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. And, of course, that question is just automatically hovers in the air after you've done two and they've been successful. Can you pull this off a third time? It is our considered opinion, and that is all of us, that he has.
I mean, I guess there's a sort of reflection of real life in as much as you and Alfred Michael Caine are the mature people who've seen it all in the movie, and in a sense it's like that in real life as well, I suppose, isn't it?
I suppose we're both, we brag about the fact that between the two of us, we're well over 150.
And it's pretty, I mean, it is dark. I mean, dark is the word, isn't it?
Well, but, you know, it's Batman.
Been coming through. Who's going to win the election?
Barack Obama.
Sure of that?
Pretty sure.
Why?
Because that's what I want.
Well, you always get what you want?
Almost always.
But I suspect the Bush administrations probably weren't top on your wish list.
Nah.
But there is always this question about, you know, where race fits in the election. And you've been, along with James Earl Jones, you've been saying that you think the Tea Party is racist. Why do you think that?
There is no reason that any of us can think of for the Republicans to be quite as rabidly against him as they are. They were against Bill Clinton, but they weren't killers. Here, this is murderous hatred.
But it's not spoken in racial terms.
Oh, heavens, no. We develop code words, you know. But we can't think of any other reason for it. I can't. I certainly can't. I mean, the party stated right up front, as soon as he was elected, that's it. We'll do whatever we have to make sure that he doesn't serve twice. That means it doesn't matter what he tries to do. They're going to be in the way of it.
And you think that was why they said from day one, you know, our main task is to get rid of this president?
Why else? Can you think of another reason?
Well, I suppose people could say they're on the right and he was on the left.
Well, we've had quite a lot of presidents who were on the left. Bill Clinton was on the left, and they were on the right. But they weren't quite so rabid. They did not threaten or even attempt to stop the government just to make sure that he didn't serve again.
So what does he have to do to ensure that he serves again?
I think he just has to do what he's doing.
Is that
just
enough?
It's enough for me.
Yeah. I mean, even if the Tea Party don't like it, do you think that the fact that he has now been president for 4 years has changed America, has changed racial dynamics in America?
America, the country, has demonstrated, I mean, he is the president.
Yeah.
So the country has demonstrated its own ethos, if you will. God, I hate that term. But there are forces, powerful forces, arrayed against him. So it's, and this is money.
Okay, we're not going to let your primary school children miss the chance. Dave, you got a story? Do you know what you're going to be reading to them?
I have no idea.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is. It'll be for children.
It'll be unmistakable. Thank you very much indeed.
It's a pleasure.